First off, today's class we're calling it Entering the Fifth Dimension, because today is the first day of my 5th decade of college teaching. Dude, 5 decades, man. Dude, what's that about? Is that because I'm so old that I'm still standing? And damn, man, 5 decades. No, it's that I've managed to survive 40 years in the classroom. So, yeah, maybe that. Okay, thanks for the applause. But save it, because once we start on what's the teacher? Rate My Professor. There was one on there a few years back for this class for me. So, I went to Social 19, man, I walked in on the first day, place was jamming, great tunes, everything was hopping really well, but it all went downhill the moment the professor opened his mouth. So hold your applause, please. Hey, so that's the first thing. Second thing, next slide. Listen, laptops, you can put them away. No, you have to put them away. You don't need them. The cool thing about this class, dude, you don't have to take notes. This is the greatest gift in the world right here. Bro. Right there. Bro. Bro, right here, man. Right there. Hey, so here's what's up. The way this class runs, by the way, I'm Sam, okay? I'm the professor. Dr. Richards, you can call me Sam. It's fine. And the way the class runs is you don't have to take notes. There's nothing that happens in here for which you need to take notes. Okay, so you don't need a laptop. Nothing, man. Just clear the desk off and prepare to just think, to have an experience, and that's all it is. That's all we're doing here. We're just having experiences, and we're thinking. Hey, Jeff. Oh. Okay, so that's all that's going on. Now, phones, here's the deal with the phones. Put your phones away also, okay? And normally, we haven't been really militant but we are militant about laptops. You have to put your laptop away. And we have not been militant about phones, but we're going to be. This semester, we're just going to try it out. In fact, no, I don't want to say that. So just put your phones away. You don't need them, okay? Now, are we good? I'll come back to that. All right, next slide. All right, so listen. When I first started teaching at Penn State, when I first started teaching this class, it was the fall of 1991, and that's what I look like, right? So go figure, right? Here, there's in the third row and in the second row, there's a couple seats, bro. And you can go on the other side over here. There's seats over there, yeah. And once we get the seating thing taken care of, hey, in Sydney, yeah, all right, man, dude, right in the second row, bro, right in there, next to the camera, you can sit there, yeah. So let me just say a few things about myself and how we got here to doing what we're doing. So I'm from Ohio. I'm from Toledo, and I grew up, spent my first 25 years in Toledo, and grew up in the working class. Never expected to go to college, to go to university. It wasn't expected of me. Wasn't expected of most of my friends. Most of my friends, I had friends and people in my community, and who I didn't know anyone who was a college graduate. No, one parent of one of my friends was a college graduate. It's like it was not that world. And I was kind of taking school seriously, but then my dad died when I was 9, and it was just my mom, and she was working a lot, and I don't remember her ever checking my grade card or ever having any conversations about careers or anything like that. It just wasn't in my world. And it would have been perfectly fine for me. I was gonna, work doing construction or a trade or something like that, right? Never thought about it. I like to read, I like to think, and I used to engage in illicit activities to expand my mind, but school wasn't the thing. And I ended up applying to the local university. They let everybody in, University of Toledo, and I started taking classes. But then I would start with a full schedule of classes, and then I would drop out. I would stop going because I just didn't have it in me. And I was a rock and roller. I started playing drums when I was 13, so I was always in bands and I was playing music, and I was working. And I painted houses, so I made good money doing that. 2 years, I was still halfway through my freshman year. I was on probation academically. Well, I wasn't really. I would have been if I had been going to Penn State. And then one day, starting my third year, and college was really inexpensive then. I could paint for 5 weeks in the summertime and pay my entire year's worth of tuition, so it wasn't a big deal that I kind of was dropping out. But then one day, when I was just about ready to give it up completely, something switched in me, and something went boom. And I just said, almost like I can't live anymore not understanding the world. Like, I just can't do this anymore. I really need to just understand it, man. And I went to a phone. I was in the library because I used to cut class and go to the library all the time, even in school. And bro, come around here and go over there. Yeah, you're good, man. And dude. All right. So I started taking classes, and really taking classes, and for the first time in my life, I took classes not with the intention to get a degree, but with the intention of understanding the world. And so, man, I was 20 years old, I became a student, and I wasn't a very good student because I didn't know how to study, and just basic stuff I couldn't do. But then I never looked back. This was my life. I just gave everything to just thinking, and it's just been. And anyway, that's how I got here, and how I'm here, because I'm still thinking. I don't think really well, but I'm trying to figure out why I'm here, and I'm trying to figure out the world. I'm still trying to do it, right? So part of the reason I teach is because the way we run this class is because I'm going to try to figure it out from you all, right? So So that's that. The first class I ever taught, this is probably good for you to know. And the first class I ever, wait, you can go backwards one, yeah. The first class I ever taught was called Cybernetics and Human Ecology. I was 24 years old. I taught it at the University of Toledo, at the 2-year campus. And I went in the classroom. When they hired me, I said, dude, I don't even know what cybernetics means. And the guy's like, nah, don't worry about it, you'll be fine. And I said, okay. I went in the classroom, and there were 60 people sitting there. And when they hired me, the class was meeting like 15 minutes later, so I didn't have time to even think about it. I went in the classroom, and the first thing I said was, ever, as a teacher, I said, hey, I'm Sam. I'm going to be the instructor. I said, anybody know what cybernetics is? And nobody did. I didn't think they would, but I thought maybe they would, you know. And I said, okay, well, I don't either. I have no idea. But I'm the instructor, and so I guess we're going to figure it out. And I tell that story because it's my very first words out of my mouth as a professor, as an instructor, were that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm teaching. I know nothing. And those words, I don't know what I'm doing, and all of that has followed me through to today, which is how we end up teaching in the way that we end up, what we're doing here, okay? And I think that has a certain value, a ring to it. Anyway, go to the next slide. That's me as a baby. That's my dad. I'm kind of outside the box. He was older when I was born. And I don't know how old I was, or I have no idea. You can take a guess. But the point being, look, Ben, I'm wearing pink. That's my doll. And my parents didn't care. And in a way, I've always been outside the box. Like, these things didn't really matter to me. Wearing pink, playing with dolls, it was irrelevant. Parents didn't care, I didn't care. And the point being that I still am living in that world where I don't really pay attention. I don't get smothered by other people's interpretations or thoughts about how I should be in the world. And I try to reflect that to all of us in this classroom because there's a certain value in that. And if we're really going to learn, and if we're really going to ask the kinds of questions that I think we are worth asking and have value, then not being smothered by other people's thoughts about how we should live and how we should think and what we should do, it's probably like an important indicator of a thoughtful and educated person. And so anyway, luckily, I've been able to, I had parents who allowed me to be outside the box. And so I started that way, and I'm still that way. And I find that most of the really interesting answers to life's most perplexing questions are outside the box. Anyway, I forget whose quote that is, but it's a miracle. It's just a beautiful quote. And it really is almost a miracle. And one of the reasons that you're not going to get a lot of data in here. You don't have to come in here and have me read from PowerPoint slides or show you PowerPoint slides, and then you type it all in or you write it down, or I send you to a link where you can get PDFs of the slides, and then you memorize it all for an exam, and then you forget it all as soon as you do. And then we kind of have this sense that that's what learning is. That's like this formal education. I mean, for me, if I think about how much money you all pay to be in the university, and if all I was doing was coming in here and showing you slides and having you try to memorize the slides, it's like you can do that on your own. You have cell phones, right? Like, can I see your cell? Like this thing right here, this. There's more information on here than a million lifetimes could learn. It's like anything I say, anything we talk about in this class, you just gotta go home and look it up. Like, why do you need me to do that? People, you might say, oh, Sam, he never gave us a definition of, I don't know, racism, let's say. I'm like, why am I going to waste my time with the definition of racism? Look it up on your damn phone, man. Why am I going to waste any time at all, any of your time? You pay this precious money to be here. Why am I going to do that? Just do it on your own. It's all good. So we teach like that in here because it's just better to have a different kind of experience. You pay a lot of money for it, so that's where we're going to roll. And that's how we do in Social 19, okay? I didn't always do it, but I do it now. And besides, I really imagine listening to yourself for 40 years. It's like I bore the hell out of myself, man. So you all it's just much better to hear from you. So I'm going to explain that in a couple minutes. All right, so next thing. Next slide, attendance. Attendance is an assignment. You have 3 points. There's 180 points in class. You have 3 points assigned for every class. If you're not here, you don't get the 3 points. You never have to send us thing that says, I'm not going to be in class today, because it doesn't matter to us. You don't have to say, I'm in the hospital, I just had my leg chopped off, and oh shit, what am I going to do? We're like, well, you're going to miss your 3 points. We're not giving them to you. We're never going to give you your 3 points, ever, under any circumstances. But what you can do to recoup the 3 points is you have to watch a recording of the class, and then you do this video assignment, which we're going to explain later. You have to do a summary of the class, but you're going to do it on video. You're going to do it on your phone, and you're going to upload it for our grading team. So either way, you got to get your 3 points. So never, ever, even if you're part of Penn State and you're like, well, I'm on the soccer team, and we're going away for a game, and I'll miss class on Thursday. We don't need that. Even if your coaches say you have to show this to your class, your professor, we don't need it. Don't show it to us. We don't care. You know what you have to do. You have to watch the recording of the class, and you have to submit the assignment to get your 3 points. Okay? So it's very simple. Attendance is an assignment. Now here's the thing. The way we do attendance in here is we have a Canvas quiz at the beginning of the class and at the end of the class. And one's worth 1.5 points and the other's worth 1.5 points. Together, 3 points, that's how you get your attendance points for the day. If you're not here, you can't take the quiz. If you're watching the live stream, you can't take the quiz. You have to do one of those assignments. Okay? Pretty cool? Straightforward? All right, man. So you definitely want to, some of you who are in the web section, it's easier to come to class, man. You want to come to class. Come to class, take the 2 Canvas quizzes, and you're done. You don't have to upload the assignment. Dude, do you have a question?
Yeah, when does that start? Next class?
When does it start? Oh, bro. Thank you for asking that question, man. You know why? Because if you didn't ask that question, I wouldn't have said it. And then after class, there would have been 30 people up here saying, I never got my attendance in. What are we doing? Because I'm an idiot, and I always forget to say it. We'll start on Tuesday. No. All right, man. Next slide. Yeah, next Tuesday, dude. Yeah. All right. Syllabus. So you either pull it up on Canvas or you pull it up at social19.org, okay? And read the syllabus. It's 16 pages or something. I know most of you aren't going to read it, but there's a syllabus quiz that you have to take on Canvas. And you have 5 chances to get all the points on the syllabus quiz. So if you don't read the syllabus and you're like, F it, which many of you won't do, you won't read it, you say, I'll just take the quiz and figure it out. You'll get 4 points out of 10 or whatever. It's no problem. Go back, read the syllabus quiz, take it again. You have 5 times, and we want you to get all of the points, because that means that you read it and you understand how we operate in here, okay? So you got to read the syllabus. Or you don't, because C's are in degrees, y'all. You're going to die. I'm going to die. A C in this class doesn't matter. Don't read the syllabus. Get a D. Get an F. I don't care. Doesn't matter. But it is a class that's pretty easy to get an A in, and most of you will get A's, even though the grading scale is a little tight. 95 and above is an A, right? You got to get 95% to get an A, but 50% of you will get A's, and another 20% of you will get A minuses. It's like because you're going to do the work you need to do to get the grade that you want to get, and it's not that difficult. You just do it. Are we good? The exams are pretty simple if you do the readings and all. We'll talk about that later. All right, Matt, next slide. All right, so. Oh, wait. Are there any photographers in here? This is a D7200. Any photographers in here? Dude, are you? Yeah. Dude, are you? Yeah? Can you work this camera? Can you take some photos right now? All right, here. Niche. Follow Niche. What's your name?
My name is Jafet.
What is it?
Jafet.
Jafet?
Yeah.
Dude, Niche is going to take you in the back. This is Niche. She'll take you in the back. By the way, this is Niche. Niche is what are you?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Dude, here. Say it right in here. Oh, there you go. Wait, you're my boss. You're the boss in here.
Well, I try to be the boss and Sam doesn't listen, so then you guys all come to me for questions.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
So officially, hi, my name's Darnisha. Everyone calls me Niche. I am the stream team lead and producer in the back, which is why you'll see me running in and out of this back room right here. This is where everything's happening. Just so you guys know, there are 1, 2, 3 cameras with people behind them, 4 cameras on the walls. So we can see if you're not paying attention, so please pay attention in class.
Okay, Mom. Dude,
whatever.
That was such a mom thing.
Whatever. This is for your stream. Anyway. I also work for World in Conversation, which Sam will talk to you about in a little bit. So if you have questions about that, you'll be able to come ask me about that. I think that's it, pretty much.
Dude, you rock. You'll hear more from Niche as we move along. I will introduce you to everybody, but all right. All right. So listen. So we're live streaming right now, okay? And a few years back, and Jeff, I want to have you say something. So make sure you get a mic. A number of years ago, we decided that. No, hang on. I remember the day. I remember the exact day. I gave, dude, man, this is back when I was talking more in class. It was a killer class. Yo, man, I was on fire. This was back when I taught. I was like killing it. And it was a really cool class, and students were killing it. We were engaging. It was just like, fuck. It was just one of those, right? And I left pretty quickly after the class, and I went outside, and there were a couple students there who were in the class, and they said, "Dude, the class killed it today. That was amazing. That was just like on fire." And I said, Oh, shit! I'm glad you thought so. What'd you like best? What do you remember? And they're like, I don't know. It's just amazing. I'm like, no, seriously. Think back to one thing that you're going to remember, 10 minutes from now. Neither of them could remember a single thing. But they said, but it was killer class. And I went home. And I told my wife, I said, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing it. And what we're going to have to figure another way to work this out. So the first thing we did was we started recording all the classes and making these little video segments so that students could remember what happened. And then you would write people wrote writing assignments about the video segments, right? So we do something in class, we make a 5 or 10 minute video. You have to rewatch the video because, of course, you're not going to remember what happened. And then you did your writing assignment over that. So we did that. And we made an online version of the course. This was like 12 years ago, 13 years ago. And then one day we had all the cameras set up, and somebody, my video person, just hit the live button. We were on YouTube. And you just hit the live button for some reason. I don't know why. And at the end of class, there were 20 or 25 people watching who had been following kind of Sociology, the YouTubes that we were putting up. And I said, oh, really? There were 20? I didn't know it, right? And he said, yeah, there were like 20 or 25 people, whatever it was. I said, yeah, what'd they say? They said, oh, this is great. Just do it again, So, all right, so then we just started hitting the live button, and then we started streaming. So we were both collecting footage for students in the class to use and footage for other people to watch. And then slowly the stream started to pick up. We got, better equipment and, things. And then slowly this guy, Jeff, who you're going to meet in a second, took over. Darnisha jumped on, the two of them, and then the stream just kind of went to a different place, right? But the point is, we're streaming, right? And I never know, it doesn't matter how many people are watching or whatever, but people watch the recordings. Not many people watch live because, whatever. So that's where we're at, and that's how you get there. So, if you have your parents, so I don't know, a lot of times people have their grandparents watch or their parents watch or whatever, I don't know. Anybody can watch, it doesn't really matter, right? But that's where we're at, okay? And what's important is that you recognize that. And if you don't want to be on a camera ever, if you're just like, yeah, man, I don't really want to be on a camera, then just let us know and we'll tell you where to sit so you'll never be on camera, okay? And you never have to talk in class. You never have to be on the stream. You don't have to be part of it. We have volunteers, okay? If you, I'll talk about that in a few minutes, how to volunteer, and it's fun. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun, okay? So let me give you a couple details on the stream. Go to the next slide. Just see, I don't know, I've never talked about the stream like this, but last semester students were like, dude, you got to just talk about it a little bit, okay? So, people are really sort of hopping on from all over. Other channels pick stuff up, so we have probably another couple 100 million views on other channels around the world. People watch stuff because we do a lot of global stuff here, right? Next one, next slide. Only 7 countries, man, who don't watch, haven't watched it, which is kind of, including North Korea, man. But they probably watch. I've heard in Korea that North Korea watches, but you run the risk of getting of the penalty of death. So yeah, whatever. Couple things. Jeff, can you just say something? Hey, Blue, can you just put Jeff on? Can you put Jeff on Blue on the big screen? Here, you stay here. What? Go to the next slide. Tell us the importance of the like ratio.
Sure. First and foremost, my main job here is I put up different dad jokes for every stream. So make sure you guys check that out. And if you hate it, that means it's a great dad joke. If Niche hates it, it's even better. But the like to dislike ratio is something that YouTube has kind of changed a little bit. You can't really see the dislikes except for if you have like a Chrome extension. But 93.9, almost 94% like to dislike ratio is for all of our videos. And again, some of these videos have 20 million, 10 million views for some of our shorts. And that is almost unheard of from most channels. Most channels will get maybe 90% on all of their content. So this is telling us that people are enjoying the discussions. And we're having people from the left, we're having people from the right explain how they like the content. So if everybody is enjoying the content, it's pretty good.
Dude, and here's the most important thing. They're not enjoying me. No, I never get emails. I get emails from people, right? They never say like, oh, wow, you're like well, okay, once in a while they will, right? But what they like listening to you. People really enjoy listening to you. And what happens in this class is people come up to the front in different ways, and we have conversations about different topics. And that's what draws people to the class. If I were just talking, nobody would watch it. They're watching it because they want to hear from you. They want to know what you think. And by the way, people in the world, so many people have a pretty depressing, a pretty negative image of your generation. Think you're a bunch of snowflakes and a bunch of unthinking, I don't want to say it. Dude, the Brits use a word that's really common, and here it's a really bad slur for women, but the Brits use it. And it's just like such a word, man. Like, oh, God, I'm never going to say that. So, not for women, but, Okay. All right, go to the next slide. I just want to show you a couple of things. Here's the other thing. The people who are watching this are, the majority of viewers are over the age of 50. So that's, when we do these case studies, that's the majority of people who are watching, even around the world. So it's like really, that's who you're speaking to. That's who's really wanting to hear what you have to say, okay? Which is pretty cool. Next slide. This guy here. People who are conservative, people who are liberal. The most important thing is that I think you and I probably disagree as often as we agree. That is absolutely going to be the case. And the whole thing in this class is agreeing and disagreeing. And mostly disagreeing as much as possible. And for me, I'm going to be all over the place, and I will tell you by the end of the semester, you will have no idea who I'm voting for in the election. You'll have no idea what my politics are, what my ideology are. You're just not going to know, because my job as an instructor is just to be, if I identify as pretty conservative, man, I will come at you from a liberal perspective. If you're like really liberal and progressive, then I'm going to just set something up so that you have to be challenged by conservative perspectives. And that's the nature of what this class is. So yeah, awesome. Disagree. That's the point of it, right? Okay, next one. This was kind of, okay, so she says, for your good soul. All right, thank you, right. I have a good, I left that up there. I wouldn't use that normally, but I really do have good intentions. Like nothing that we do in here is a gotcha thing. There's no gotcha moments. This is not what this is. It's not gonna happen. I never want to put anybody on the spot. And I might accidentally, because I can be kind of, not awkward, but things just don't bother me in the way that they might bother other people. So, but mostly you don't. You be comfortable. Like you really, my job is to walk into some of these highly sensitive and difficult topics and have really with each other, have thoughtful conversations. Okay, that's my job. So anyway, and I always want the best. All right, next slide. Here's a couple, this Chanda from India, Maciej, he from Poland. You pronounce that name Maciej. Any Polish here? Anybody speak Polish? Yeah, Maciej, right? It's cool. And anyway, that's cool, right? It's cool. So you're going to have people like who are watching, who are really seen from around the world. And I say this because I've never talked about this in this class, ever. This is the first time I have ever talked about the live stream. So, I don't know, it's kind of like, it feels good. All right, next one. And then the final thing. I put this up here because I want you to know, as we participate in this class together, that we are sparking valuable conversations for ourselves and for other people. And that's the gift of education. And it's the gift of being in here together and having a certain confidence and a certain ability to just do what we do. And to have some, including some very challenging conversations, okay? All right, next one. We're going to leave it right there. So, with that in mind, let's do a case study. And I haven't talked to anybody, so I'm going to do what we don't normally do. What happens is you fill out the volunteer form, and you give us some information about you, and as we're picking out what the topic is for the day, we'll reach into the volunteer form and reach out to you and text you and ask you if you want to volunteer for the class on that day. We're not going to we never tell you what it is. So you don't write back and say, hey, can I ask what the topic is for the day? It's like, no, you can't ask you can, but we're not going to tell you, because that's not what it is. It's never a gotcha thing, though. Okay, got it? So it'll be fine. There'll be a few topics whereby you might identify in a certain way in your volunteer form, and we might reach out to you and say, hey, I just want to make sure that you're comfortable talking about this topic or another topic or whatever. So we'll give you a kind of a sense of something, but those are only a few of the subject matters. Okay? And then you will, before class, come down to the front, and the team here, G-Dog, can you introduce yourself?
Yo, what's up? He calls me G-Dog, so y'all can just call me G-Dog, G-Man, whatever. I'm used to it. I don't even care at this point. I'm basically doing mostly the physical stuff, as in like running around. If there's issues up there, I'll probably resolve it. If y'all have any questions, if I see your hand raised up, I'm probably going to run and get you the mic, stuff like that. And I'm also going to be intervening in class occasionally and ask questions if I feel like there's certain things that hasn't been resolved, that sort of deal.
To just intervene at certain moments, but you're also going to hand out name tags to people. So when you are volunteering, come down to the front, talk to him, and he'll get you a name tag, and then we'll be ready to go. And then you got to sit in the front. Okay? All right, man. So that's how that works. So we're going to do. We have a cool case study today. So you're gonna. What I'd like to have is an Arab man and an Arab woman, if I could, to volunteer. It's going to be really cool, by the way. So you're gonna be like, dude, are you Arab? You're Arab. Are you? Dude, you want to volunteer? Where are you from?
Syria? I was born here, but I'm Syrian.
Syrian?
Yeah.
All right. I think. Hang on. Yeah. Wait, hang on one second, bro. All right. Wait, hang on.
Hey, man.
Hang on. Wait, hang on one second. Hold on, bro.
What's going on?
Dude, I'm going to hold off on you, okay? No, not today. Yeah, because I want to talk about Syria at some point. How about somebody else? Any Haliji students?
I'd rather give mine, but
What's that?
I'd rather give mine, but I have family over there, and I mean,
Yeah, I think I'd like to, it'd be really cool if you'd volunteer on a different day.
I would.
Would that be good? All right. How's somebody else, man? Any Saudis or Emiratis? Dude, you on? All right, come on down. And is there a woman? Where are you from? Kuwait? Ah, dude, Kuwait. You rock. Okay, Kuwait's good. Yep. Any Arab women, Khaliji women, Emiratis or Saudis or Kuwaitis who would like to volunteer? It's actually a really easy. It's going to be a really fun day for volunteering. So, any women who want to like step up? I don't want to pressure anyone. Yeah, nobody? Okay, well, make sure you apply to volunteer. A lot of people have to see what we're doing first. Okay, then how about this? Then just 2 other men who would volunteer. Wait, bro. I need like a frat guy. Are you in a frat? Dude, are you? All right, come on down. Right. Here, you can sit up here, man. Yeah. Dude, how did I know that, man? And ideally, wait, hang on. I want to hold off thing. Somebody else who's not an American, someone from outside the U.S. Dude, is that you? Dude, all right, you are on, man. All right, come on, dude. All right, wait. Why don't you sit on the desk? Actually, you got sit right up here. Bro, you can sit right in the center. Thank you. All right, man. Dude, awesome. We ready? You guys ready? You guys ready? Yeah. All right. So, wait, first off, introduce yourselves.
My name is Ibrahim. I'm from Kuwait.
It's Rahim?
Ibrahim, yeah.
Ibrahim. Wait, hang on 1 second. So listen, so everyone knows, I'll be... So, remember how I said I was a drummer? I was also an idiot. Still kind of an idiot. But that meant that even though everybody told me to wear ear protection, I didn't. And I don't know if there are any drummers out there, but your future is tinnitus and hearing damage. So I wear this earpiece here, like I hear the class in my ear. So I have to always make sure I turn it on so I can hear. So now I got you. All right, man. So Ibrahim. From Kuwait?
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Hello everyone, my name is Dong, but everyone just calls me D.O. Dean because it's really hard to pronounce. I'm from South Korea. Nice to meet you all.
D.O.D.?
Dean or D. It doesn't really matter.
Dean or D. Well, if he's G, you'll be D, all right? All right.
Fair enough, I guess.
All right, okay, that's cool, man. Are you from Seoul?
Just outside it. You could say it's close enough.
All right, that's cool. All right, man. All right, bro. Mr. Frat Man.
What up?
You're repping for a whole
I'm
bunch
Luke.
of people here.
I'm in Pike. Yeah. I'm from New Jersey.
Dude, of course you are.
Where my Jersey guys at?
Yeah. All right, man. So what's your name? Luke. Luke? Well, Luke, D, and Ibrahim. All right, man. So listen, Ibrahim. So we're going to talk about this. Oud. Yeah? So here's, why don't you let them help them to smell it well, here, I'll do it. So guys, so this is something really, really special. Smell that. You got that? Dude, it's not hashish, all right?
Interesting.
You got it? How's that? This is really nice stuff, by the way. This is from.
I saw your misbah as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I forget. I think that I got this in the Emirates in Dubai. Listen, so this is something that's really common among Arab men. Okay? Like really common. Like if you go to an event with the Arab Student Association or Khaliji Student Association, this smell right here, if you're like the event is in Alumni Hall, when you're like halfway across the hub, you're going to start smelling this stuff, all right? Because all the men they're all wearing this, and it's really pungent. So what you need to do, the two of you, is I want you to just find out about this from Ibrahim. So just ask him questions.
Okay, then. Well, here's one question. How did it become so popular?
Dude, beautiful question. Okay, hang on. So now, Ibrahim, how old are you, bro?
I'm 21.
Ibrahim is 21. He's the expert. Whoa, damn, is really strong, isn't it? Do you smell it? All right. He's 21. He's repping for not just Kuwaitis, but he's repping for Haliji. Haliji means golf in Arabic, so all the Haliji students. So he's repping for, that means like, now I'm asking him a question that no one's ever asked him. He's being asked a question by D. So, so here it is. So he's not expected to have an answer. Got it? So when you volunteer, you're never expected to have the answer. So he just asked a great question. Like, what was your question?
How did it become so popular?
Yeah, dude. Do you have a response to that?
I feel like it's unique. When you smell it, I feel like all of you would, like, if you smell it, it would be like something new to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. It smells nice.
How do you pronounce it in Arabic?
Oud.
Oud. Wait.
Oud. Oud.
Oud.
Oud.
Bro, Luke, right? Try it.
Old.
Dude, you're not even close, my friend. Say it again, and D, you try it.
All right, go for it.
Oud.
Oat.
Close.
Yeah.
Oud.
Oat.
Ode.
Oat.
Dude, you got it. How was it? That was pretty good, right? Okay, bro, you have a question for him?
Do you wear it every day?
No, on like special occasions, I'd say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, another question. Just keep popping them out, man. Hang on, class is over in 25 minutes, so you guys better have a lot of questions here.
All right, another one then, shall we?
Wait, did you just say, shall we? Shall we? Did you study in a British school? Did you learn English in a British school?
It's just that I do get that comment a lot. It's more because that I just learned English on my own, and especially from a lot of British people, is that I just catch on a lot of slang or other terms that a lot of Europeans tend to use.
Oh yeah? Okay. Dude. All right, that's cool. All right, man. Okay, another question? Wait, did you ask a second question?
Not yet. So the question was, is there any specific representation of the smell, or what is another good point on that? Oh yes. What does it mean for most people that wear it, for example?
Dude, that's a brilliant question. See, dude, you're going to have to top that, my friend. That's not going to be easy. Just think about this, right? That's a brilliant question. So, all right, go ahead, man.
I feel like it's a cultural thing and also formal, and at least in Kuwait. So, like, we'd put oud for if I'm going to a wedding or like, like something special, not just like a everyday thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got one.
All right.
When you put it on, what do you first think of?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man.
We're getting deep.
Dude, Pikes, this is your leader, Pikes, right here. This is the man. Like, all right, go ahead.
Honestly, I think of my grandfather.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think of my
How so?
grandfather. Yeah. Puts it on a lot, so.
Yeah, so how?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. There's a follow-up to that. No, there's a follow-up to your question.
There is?
He just said, I think of my grandfather.
Okay.
So, and then come up with a follow-up from that.
What did you and your grandfather do that made you reminded of that smell?
Dude, nice. Okay, that's nice. Yeah.
Well, anytime I'd like hug him or be next to him, I'd smell the oud.
Dude, you
Yeah.
could be 20 feet away from him probably.
Yeah,
and smell it.
yeah, that's
All
true.
right. All right, D. Either of you, man.
Now I forgot my question, so my bad.
I have one for you, man. Hang on. Dude, that's why I'm the professor.
Yeah, I see.
Okay.
All right. When did you start wearing it?
I don't even remember. Like, I was young, probably. Because my parents would also, like, you know, give me oud, I guess, when I was younger.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I said my parents used to put it on me as well when I was young. So,
Okay.
like, if we were going out or something. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Have there ever been like people that don't like it when you're wearing it out? Like they give you like, they're like, what's that smell? You know?
Actually, no. It's always like, where'd you get that from? Like, if I go into, like, an Uber or a bus.
Here,
Oh,
yeah, like
in the
outside of Kuwait or outside of the
No,
Gulf.
in Kuwait, there's, like, no reaction.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
here, yeah, I always get something when I'm out. Every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, dude. You got it.
Do you? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Do you think this perfume of yours really has a specific representation for you specifically, or not really?
No, I wouldn't say so. No.
Bro, that's the second time you used
But-
that representation word. That's a very high level word. Just want to point that out, because you're Korean, so you're going to use those high level words. All right. Go ahead, man.
How much does it sell for, and where can you get it?
Oh, awesome question, man.
Honestly, prices differ, but depends on the size as well. I'd say it ranges from like $30 up to $200, $300.
Even for something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this your go-to like cologne?
No.
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 What's your go-to cologne?
It's a local Kuwaiti perfume, right? Yeah.
Can we compare?
Have it on me.
Oh, you have it on you?
No test.
Whoa. Dude, come here and smell that. Yeah. 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 Yeah, like right in here. Right in there. It's really heavy.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's strong.
It's nice, right? It's cool, right? Dude, check out your next Pike party. You'll be the man. You know what I mean? Bring Ibrahim along to your next party, and D-Dog here. You'll be rocking.
I got you a whole new house of customers, man.
Yeah, oh, totally. All right, so listen. Can you show these guys? I think you guys have to put it on. And can you show them how to put it on? How do you apply it? Yeah. All right. So watch this, gentlemen.
Put it here. Right. Just close it. Take that. And just mix it here. Apply it here. Just do that. You're good.
All right, man. Here you go. We'll start with you. Put a nice bit of it on, man.
Trying to smell good tonight.
Whoa. Okay. Hey, all right.
This is coming over.
All right. Okay. I'll hang on. I'll take that. Go ahead. To use your other, get both your wrists up there on your neck, like really rub it in.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Go ahead. You put some on your wrist, man. Here, I'll hold it. I got it.
Oh, that. Thank you.
That's gonna be on. That's you put a little bit on your pants. That'll be on there forever, bro. You won't have to wash those ever. You got it on your wrist?
Yeah, let's try to get them on my wrist.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, put it up here. Whoa, man. Dude, I know you're dying to smell this. Dude, smell that.
I'm cool.
Pretty good.
I want to smell
Are we
it.
coming off?
I got you. Want me to put it on?
No, you can smell it, man. Yeah, we're gonna put it on you too, by the
All
way.
right, bet we got it.
You got it? All right, man. Put it on. You be the man. Dude, you be the man. All right. So it's pretty cool, right? Like it's a thing, and you, like for me, when I smell this, like I'll smell it in different places, and I like, all right, man. There's an Arab men around. Usually, not always, because there's some people like me. You like it, bro? Dude, there you go. There's another Bro, you can start selling this stuff wholesale here. That's your first customer right there, man. Yeah, it's so interesting that. So for me, one of the pieces about what do you think the class needs to know about Kuwaiti culture? What would you like to say to them about Kuwaiti culture? That's a very general question. What do you think it would be really cool if people knew?
Well, since we're all students here, honestly, as a Kuwaiti, I feel really privileged and blessed in a sense of like my government providing. Like I'm here on a scholarship from my government, and they really provide everything for me here. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not close to home, but I, in a sense, feel at home. Yeah. Because I feel like I have like the whole ministry behind my back. Yeah. If anything goes wrong or.
Dude, and like everyone in this room is really providing your scholarship because they're all buying the oil. You know what I mean? Your government just takes the oil, they send it out into the world market, and they make money from it. And they're like, yeah, we'll funnel a little bit over to Ibrahim. Yeah. So you can thank all of these folks here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, does anyone have a question about? You have a question, dude? Do you have?
Go for it.
Man,
do you hear me? So like, you think like the scent, like you be pulling from it, like you think you be getting like, like do it make you like do girls be like on you over that, John? That's a good. That's a good question though.
That's a good question. All right. What do women say
on you,
about it? Like, do you have to wear this stuff? To wear this, or will women be like, dude, where's your oud?
No, not really. I don't think.
Wait, hang on.
I said no, not really. That's a good question. You should find out since you have it on now.
Yeah. You'll be walking by, and all these like Arab women will be going like, damn, and they're not, dude, and they won't be looking at you, bro. They'll be smelling you. So don't be thinking like, yo, I'm really fine today. Like, yeah. Okay.
What is in that oil that makes the smell so strong?
Oh, can you go to the next slide? So the tree is and by the way, this is the tree, the Aquilaria is from Southeast Asia. So Cambodia, Vietnam, Indonesia, and the agar wood see that little sap there right in the center? So the tree will get a fungus. And when the tree gets a fungus, it produces this sap. And the sap is actually the agar wood, and the agar wood is the oud. Yeah, so it's really expensive. So you can force the sap to get the tree to get a fungus, but that's like fake oud. You got to get the real stuff is going to be when it gets the fungus naturally. Yeah. Damn, this is so strong. Anybody else? Bro, do you have another mic? All right, go ahead, man.
Is there anything about this that's like specific to how it's made that's native to your people that's different from other colognes or perfumes?
Oh no, I think they're all the same. They're all the same.
Yeah, people around the world really. It's just that Arabs. It's really a big part of Arab culture, right? Yeah. So I've spent a lot of time in the Middle East, in Kuwait. In the Emirates, in Qatar, a lot of time. Been to Qatar probably 8 times, 9 times. Iraq, everywhere I go, it's just part of the culture, like the scent, you know. Yeah. Somebody else, dude.
So you said that that the scent reminds you of your grandfather, right? Is it because every time you'd see your grandfather, he'd have the scent on, or is it that the older generation tends to like use it a lot more than the younger generation?
Dude, that is an absolute, even more of a brilliant question than Luke's question. That's such a cool question.
Honestly, both. So like the older generation would put it on more often than we would, and then at the same time, every time I visit my grandfather, I'd like, you know, recognize the scent.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool. Awesome, man. All right, we'll take 2 more questions and then we're going to move on.
I have a question.
Go ahead, bro.
Is it like stolen valor if you wear it and you're not Arab?
Oh, if you're not Arab,
Yeah.
can you
like
wear this?
is my man over there gonna get in trouble for wearing it?
Is he gonna like? Are these 2 guys, for example, like
No, they're not. They're
you're
not
good
gonna
to
get
go,
in
bro.
trouble.
Yeah, you're good to go. See that?
All right. Yeah. I got a question. Do you look down on guys that don't wear it?
Oh no.
Dude, another good
No.
question. Yeah, you don't?
No, but I feel like for us, smelling good is important. So
Yeah. It's really. Can you hand it to this dude right there? Just push it up. Yeah.
What's the difference in like what makes a good oud versus a like bad quality?
Yeah, that's a really good question. You know, you go when you're in the souks, for example, in different places in the Arab world, right? Souk means it's market, right? And you know, you go to these places where the perfumerías, like in Spanish you would say that, but they're mixing all of the scents up, the fragrances, the perfumes, and the colognes, and it's so cool, like to go in. And the person, it's what they do, right? They're like this amazing cook, like a chef, and they just put this kind of magical, and you can get your own scent, like one just specially for you. And it just makes it special in that way. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anybody else? Dude, last one.
My fault, I'm back. My fault. Can you like, all right, so like, you know how he said that like, if you didn't, like with the fungus and all that, like that's the authentic version of it. Like, can you tell the difference between like the authentic version or the bad or the fake one? Like, and if you can, like, would you like be betting on people if they had the fake shit on?
No, I wouldn't be able to tell, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, not at all. No, not me. Maybe my parents or like the older generation. I think they'd be able to like different. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
All right, one final question. Who's got a question? Yes.
Is there a similar scent for women tradition?
Yeah, it's actually oud is like even like it's for everyone. I guess.
Yeah, it's for
it's
everyone.
unisex. Yeah.
It's just men. This one is particularly strong. There are a lot of fragrances. Here, you want to smell it? Yeah. It's wild, isn't it? Huh. You want to smell it? Yeah. Yeah. Hang on, I'll let you smell it after class. All right, listen, gentlemen. So let me smell you. All right, dude, you're done. Thanks, man. Thanks, bro. You're done. Thanks, bro. You're done. You're good. Now, what we're dude. Wait, hang on. Can your homies smell you there? Do you guys smell him? We didn't put a lot on, so. Can you smell him? Yeah. You got it? Dude, it's awesome. Hey, so listen, man. It's the first day of class. Hey, by the way, the 3 of you, can you see Darnisha or see us right after class, okay? We want you to fill out the form. With that, I just did that. So you see, like, you know, when you volunteer, you're not, there are no gotcha things. What we're doing is we're trying to just share things, different cultures, different perspectives, different things, like learn some things, right? Really engage one another. And in many ways, the most important thing that happens in this class is that we humanize one another. Like, you know, we're really just talking to each other about lots of different things, man. And that's what it is. That's what this this is all about. So if you can go to the next slide. You can find this on the website. You'll find it on Canvas. This is, but if you pull that up, you just go to social19.org/volunteer, and that's how you fill out the volunteer form. And G, can you see if anyone has any question? Yo. Oh, it's been deactivated? That's my fault. All right, hang on. I'll send it out to the class. Well, you can go to .org/volunteer. Do you? Hang on. Class. Hang on. Class isn't over. We still have 5 minutes. We go all the way to the end, man. Does anyone have a question about? Who has a question about something?
Anyone got a question?
Who has a question? All right, hang on. Go ahead. You're good.
Do you like repeat topics at all? Like if I go back and watch the YouTube, are we gonna see topics come up again, or are they like unique?
You might see this person has a question. You might see a similar topic, but we won't be covered in the same way. We never repeat a class. Like, so I don't have slides. There's maybe a slideshow where I'll go and I'll grab a couple slides from the past. But yeah, we don't repeat topics. That's what makes it interesting for me. If we were just doing the same thing over and over again, like, these, so we have Ibrahim and D and Luke, right, bro? Up here, I don't know what they're going to say. Like, I have no idea. We never know. So it's all just going to go with whatever happens. So, and that's what makes it kind of interesting. So, yes.
Hi, just confirming something from the syllabus. You said that if we ever miss a class, whatever the reason, we can go, create 3 videos about something we thought was cool in class.
Yep.
I saw you could do that a maximum of 2 times. Is that still true?
Yeah, but until we start. No, if you're in section 2, you can do it as much as you want. But if you're in section 1, 2 times. But you can, just the idea is come to class.
Right.
And if you have a reason you can't come to class, you got something coming on, just talk to Julie about it. I'm going to introduce Julie next time. Are we good?
Yeah.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Somebody else? Just a question about anything. Bro, you got to have a question. Don't you have a question? You have a question for me?
My fault. I don't really know if I got a question.
All right.
I asked a random one.
Ask a random question.
Well, I've been thinking about this since we got in here. You said you're in your 5th decade?
Yeah, dude. I'm old.
How old are you, bro?
I'm really old. Dude, all right, so listen, man. How old do you think I am?
Bro, I gotta think, you went to college.
Yeah.
So what you graduated like 22? What?
I was 23.
23. You could have started teaching right after you got out.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I did. So I was in my 2nd year of my master's program. I'm 64.
Really?
No, hang on. Wait, hang on.
Wait,
no,
hold on.
I'm 63.
No
yeah, I'm
way.
63. Yeah.
He lying.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Wait, why are you clapping again? Because I'm still
right,
standing, you know what I mean?
So keep it a bean.
All right, one final question. What's your name, bro?
Chris.
Chris?
Yeah.
All right, Chris has one more.
All right. So you got all these followers on YouTube and all that,
Yeah, they're not following me, bro. They're following they're following you. They follow you guys because you are the ones you make the class. Because next class.
All right, well, let me get some money then. You making some bread over this. Tripping.
I'm glad you raised that. Yeah, I'm glad you raised that. We make very little money off of this, man.
I'll get you right.
To help us out, you make very little money all this, and then the money goes to Penn State, and then we use the money to pay for what it takes to make this happen.
That's thorough. That's thorough.
Yeah. Dude, YouTubers, people who say, you got a few people that make a lot of money on TikTok or YouTube or Insta, whatever it is. man, you got to have so much happening to make that kind of money.
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
it's really easy to make $400 a month, but $400 a month doesn't go anywhere to pay for the kind of thing that we have to do. So, yeah. So keep that in mind, y'all. Right? Nobody's getting rich here. All right, listen, y'all. Final thing.
Shout out Gomez. Shout out Nitty.
Yeah, Gomez and Nitty. We have so many former people here. Okay, Gomez. All right. Hey, listen, y'all. We will see you on Thursday, and thanks for coming. And really,
Our 3 volunteers. Make sure you come see me.
Yeah, see Niche.